don't believe in the original sin theory. I don't believe in the Trinity. And I don't believe in the penal substitution theory.
Mengapa wanita bule ini tidak percaya dengan ajaran kekristenan? Ajaran kekristenan katanya tidak masuk akal. Beliau tidak percaya dengan dosa waris dan tidak percaya dengan Trinitas. 1 dalam 3, 3 dalam 1. Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bertemu kembali dengan Kang Zian di channel Pendeta Insaf TV. Ya, para sobat, kali ini kita mau reaction dari akun dengan judul Oten Kena Tampol. Wanita ateis ini sebut alasan lebih memilih Islam ketimbang Kristen, dari channel Dakwah Tuna Ambassador. Kita lihat video dulu, kemudian kita komentari. Check it out.
I don't believe in the original sin theory. I don't believe in the Trinity. And I don't believe in the penal substitution theory. And there's actually a book called The Biggest Lie Ever Told in the History of Christianity or something. Why did you choose Islam instead of Christianity? I didn't choose Islam. I started reading about it with my still Western Islamophobic bias very much intact. I am still bewildered and humbled by how all of this even came about. I was actually studying Christianity prior to opening up a book about Islam, because there's a lot within the prophetic tradition, the Abrahamic religions, that I agree with and I resonate with and I hold in high regard. But there were several things within Christianity which I will list that I did not agree with. And so I kind of labeled myself as this like heretical Christian. I don't believe in the original sin theory. I don't believe in the Trinity. And I don't believe in the penal substitution theory, which is essentially
kita komentari dulu para sobat. Bayangkan bule cantik ini hidup dalam lingkungan Islamophobia, kebencian pada Islam di negara-negara Barat. Dia mulai belajar Kristen, bahkan sebelumnya dia belajar Kristen, menggali Kristen, kemudian baru mempelajari Islam. Dan yang dia temukan, ya, dia berkesimpulan dia tak percaya dengan dosa waris, dengan Tuhan Trinitas 3 dalam 1, sehingga dia memutuskan untuk mu'alaf. Lanjut.
There are other things, but I'm trying to keep this relatively short, but it's just like such a misunderstood religion. So I know it's very confusing to a lot of people, like how could you possibly study Christianity and study Islam and like choose Islam? There's just too much that is undeniable. Like that's the short answer. Like there is too much that cannot be denied. And then after that it's game over, because you can't unlearn what you learned or unexperience what you experienced, if that makes sense. Let's talk about the Trinity, because obviously that's like the biggest tenet of Christianity, is to believe that Jesus was God in human form and that he was a blood sacrifice, really, because of God's wrath towards humankind. Now, this is not a response to you, by the way. This is just a conversation starter. But I could not imagine a God that is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent would need to sacrifice himself or his son, both, I guess, because humans had so much power that they ruined all of creation. And that is why in the other Abrahamic monotheistic religions, they don't subscribe to that, because that's limiting. Like, you're limiting God, you're putting God in a box. You're saying, well, God was perfectly depicted in human form through Jesus, and that's just not possible. Our human brains so badly want to know God in such a human way of relating to him. Like in Islam, they see Jesus as being a prophet, just like Muhammad was, just like Moses, just like Abraham, and that all the prophets are going to come back. I think that's what they believe. But my point is that nothing that humans do, whether it's good or bad, can take away or add to God's love and mercy and power. So obviously I don't subscribe to the original sin idea either, because I think it's very silly. And that's kind of a big thing of Christianity, is that we're born of a sinful nature. We can't possibly self-purify because it's not possible as a human being. And there's actually a book called The Biggest Lie Ever Told in the History of Christianity or something. And that was the biggest lie, is that holiness is not possible. And it's interesting because you can so blatantly see the difference in especially Western Christianity versus other religions, especially like Judaism and Islam, that are both Abrahamic religions that do believe you can self-purify, and so they practice that and their culture revolves around that. And Western Christians have way more problems with sin and like addictions to porn, addictions to alcohol, adultery, like so many things, because they already have it in their mind that, well, I can't be perfect because I'm a sinful piece of shit human.
Dosa
And so they
warisan,
naturally just won't
penebusan
ever
dosa
come
nggak
close
masuk
to achieving
akal.
that. It's just
Bagaimana
quite
mungkin Tuhan
oppressive, really.
mengorbankan
I've
anaknya,
accepted,
yaitu Yesus,
and also very
untuk
Gnostic, which is really
disalib
ironic.
menebus
I have been
dosa-dosa
seeing so
manusia.
many Islam
Ini
videos
sangat tak
on my
masuk
For You
akal.
page, and with that, I
Lanjut.
have seen so many non-Muslims talk about their experiences with Muslims, both in the United States and in predominantly Muslim countries. Now, this has been very interesting because, as most Americans know, our Western media has made us quite fearful of Muslims. And you can kind of watch that barrier dissolve when these people are talking about their experiences, because they are actually meeting and interacting with everyday Muslims, and they're not just hearing about like the Taliban or Al-Qaeda, you know, the only people that Western media tells us about. So anyway, all of their stories pretty much always sound the same, and that is that Muslim people were like by far the most hospitable, least judgmental, the least like stingy, literally wanting to help in every single way that they can to people that need help. Now, this obviously makes sense. If you read on Islam, there is so much that they do to like close that class gap, and they see that if Allah has blessed them, they are supposed to use that to disperse out and help bless other people. Now, it reminded me of something that I experienced in an evangelical church. Now, this story is so bad, and people are going to get all riled up because I'm bashing Christianity. I am critical of Christianity because I was born and raised in Christianity. And again, to clarify, because I have to do this every time, I am talking about Western American evangelical Christianity. I am not talking about Eastern Orthodox or Catholicism. The reason why I make that distinction is because our culture here, just as a country in general, even outside of Christianity, is rooted in consumerism and materialism. It bleeds into Christianity. So I was at this church, and the pastor was telling this story about how he was at the park with his kids and he saw these other kids there, and he wanted to tell them about the gospel. I'm going to pause because I found that to be a little strange. You do not need to verbally tell someone the good news. You can literally let them feel it and experience it through you if you are radiating God's love. Anyway, so he wanted to tell them about the gospel, and he did not, because he felt like they would not be able to even understand what he was talking about or what he was saying, and that there was no chance that like they've even like heard about God or Jesus, whatever he said. And he goes on to explain how these kids looked really rough. They were covered in dirt. He just kept reiterating how bad they looked. And I was waiting for the moment of him having the realization of, oh wow, that is so antithetical to Jesus's entire mission. And to have that point of like doing damage control and saying, whoa, that was so problematic. But he didn't. And he just kept going. And I was so confused and looking around because I was like, that could have been a really good story. That could have been a great revelation to have. And he didn't have it, even re-explaining the story. I just feel like that was such a ridiculously clear display of the deeply rooted issues, not in just like religion in the United States, but just in the United States. It bleeds into our religion. Versus countries that actually have cultures and traditions that are not rooted in materialism and consumerism.
Semakin banyak orang-orang barat cerdas yang awalnya membaca Al-Quran bukan karena kesukaan tapi karena kebencian, justru rame-rame untuk masuk Islam. Bahkan bule ini sebelum membaca Al-Quran membaca dulu Bible-nya. Pelajari dulu Bible-nya, kemudian baru membaca Al-Quran. Dan langsung dibandingkan Al-Quran dengan Bible. Inilah yang menuntunnya untuk masuk Islam. Ya, semakin cerdas seorang Kristen akan semakin dekat ke Islam. Semakin dekat menyembah Tuhan yang Esa, Tuhannya Yesus, Tuhannya Musa, Tuhannya Ibrahim, Tuhannya Nabi Muhammad SAW, Tuhannya Nabi Adam, Tuhan Nabi Nuh, Nabi Lut, dan Tuhan yang Maha Esa, menyembah Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.